Good evening, everyone. Today is Thursday, May 10th, 2018. I hope you all had a good day, and this is your daily stock report. I'll make this a quick one because I hope it'll. Just want to bring out a couple highlights here. I mean, there's so many different stocks we can talk about, but I like to talk about ones maybe if there's nothing new that I've discovered, one that may be a potential one to trade, or one that swings around enough where you can make some money without losing a whole lot of money in case there's some swings. Now, one I did come across, I did actually buy the stock a few months ago, and I bought it at the wrong time, so I got out when it wasn't acting right. ST Microelectronics. This is one where you could potentially get in and out. As you can see, it likes to hang up around this $25 level. And then it pulls back to 21, 25, give or take, right? No, usually these aren't perfect. The 10-day moving average is probably your best friend with a stock like this. As you can see, if you get some traction with that, you can kind of use that as a guide of when to get out. But it moves around a little bit, not too much. Over a few days it will, but this is one we can probably get pretty comfortable with jumping in, waiting a few days, and jumping back out. Let's see here. I just want to bring this to your attention right now. As you can see from the stochastics, this means it's getting a bit overbought. Now, that doesn't mean it still can't be overbought or keep going higher, but we're getting to a juncture here that I wouldn't be surprised if we had a pullback back to the 21 area or so, maybe even $20.50. So I want to bring STM out to your attention. Let's look at what the Dow did today. We had a good day on the industrials, up about 206 points. Now, I put a couple of trend lines in here. I did put an extra one in here today. It'd be very interesting to see if we get to this 247 level, the high end, because it's a potential point of resistance, but that can change, right? So this is definitely a level I'm going to definitely want to tune into and see if there's any resistance to it. Maybe we'll have a pullback tomorrow. Don't know. But this is something you guys should keep definitely keep an eye on as we advance forward. Oil was up slightly too. Let's take a look at that chart. Nothing. Oops, I got the wrong. Oh, this one will do. Nothing too dramatic. We've been trending upward. I expect a slow trend upward. Don't expect anything too drastic, even though these swings can be big. Let's see, some of the other lower price stocks I wanted to talk about was CPG. It's gone up a little bit today, but not much. I still think there's a potential to go back down to 650. But stochastics indicate otherwise. We're at the bottom here, and we're looking for a bounce as a guide. So if this thing starts to head above the 10-day moving average, this purple line as an example, I probably would get rid of it. A couple other low price stocks that we've talked about. Profire Energy. As I mentioned yesterday, this has literally been on fire. It's down a little bit today, 20 cents, but it was up 10. It was up almost 10% yesterday. I believe it was 9.8%, if I remember correctly, somewhere in that area. So we had a real good day yesterday with a little bit of a pullback, but I think there's a little bit of profit taking in all these energy stocks today. I've seen this throughout the entire sector on some of these other smaller stocks. Another fun, interesting stock is this Tandem Diabetes, where I did a scan on it, and this came up around $5 a share, and I bought in. I only bought a couple hundred shares because I didn't know what the end result would be. But you should have bought more, yeah, but you really don't know. It could have also tanked, right? But it's doing pretty well. It's up to almost $9, which is fantastic. Actually, we're getting up to a point of resistance here. Potentially, if we can get through $9 and stay above there, then the next one will be probably around 11.50 or so. Maybe even higher than that. Let me see when this one back here was. 1220. Wow, yeah. So if we can clear this area and stay above it, we're going to be in the clear for $12. Let me look at a couple of these other lower price stocks. Let's see. Baytex also was down just a little bit today. Nothing to be worried about. Look at the run that it's had. I mean, you would expect a little bit of pullback. This is definitely not a disappointment, and there's definitely nothing to be too negative about. That's what happens on the way up. You gotta have these little pullbacks here and there. Nothing significant. Hasn't really changed my opinion of the stock. Denny's is one I like to talk about. Still kind of hanging around in this area. Again, maybe it's something to look at. Not sure, but it's one that I like because of the recent uptrend, but that may change. Let's see, other interesting stocks that I like to have. Oh, Huntsman. Let's take a look at that. We're just closed right at this trend line, which I'm curious to see if we can break through it. I think we potentially can. How much? Not sure. Don't have a magic wand, but I would expect it to at least clear around this area here for 32.50 and then we'll just work our way up here and we'll see what happens. But I'm still pretty. Had a decent day, almost up 2%, a little under. Still pretty bullish on this stock for now. And as I said, this is when we can trade. And as I mentioned, you can pretty much figure out when to buy and when to get out. It's not that hard. We're keeping an eye on this one, and we're going to get ready to get out if it gets up to this area and starts to fall. So we'll make a little bit of money there. I'm trying to find some other interesting ones that I want to talk about. Let's see here, guys. I think the only thing I wanted to talk about today was bring out STM Microelectronics as an interesting play. Let me see here. Sensionics hasn't. Sensionics. Not sure how to pronounce it. Sorry. Not much action there. Just another little price drop that gets some traction once in a while and fluctuates if you know how to time it. Yeah, and basically, those are the ones that I found most interesting. Everything else today has been, let me just sort here by price. Tamarack Valley Energy. Yeah, this is one I also jumped into, but I got into around 380 or so. So we'll see. It's still on a tear. This is still an energy company that's, as I mentioned, they've all been on fire. This one held up really well today. And let's see if there's anything on the downside that we need to look at. Profire, after that great move yesterday, we're down a little bit. Not really a problem. All these other stocks are down just a little bit. Everything else has had a great day. One stock that the Investors Business Daily, just real quick before I go, has mentioned is Kirby, and they're into container shipping. Done very well. It's looks like it's getting a bit of resistance around this $89, $90 area range, so we'll see if we can break through that. It looks like this whole sector has been doing better lately. This sector has been beat up in the past quite a bit. From what I remember, there's a lot of low-price stocks, but this one is in the shipping container area. But this one has done pretty well, and I believe they're based out of Houston, and they're making coins, so that's a good thing. Any questions or comments, leave below. Like and subscribe, and yeah. If you have anything you want some advice on, let's talk about it. Maybe we can have a discussion. It's not just me. I'd rather get some of you guys involved too, because I'd like to get your 2 cents in the market. If you have any interesting thoughts or anything, this is what makes good collaboration. This is how we can all learn from each other and make some cash, right? Everyone have a great evening, and hopefully we'll see you tomorrow.